Welcome back to the Stupidest Podcast. This is episode number 11 in the books. This is your host, Justin Vandeventer, and with me, the bearded, the sunburned, back from our trip.
Well, you got a beard. You got sunburn.
I didn't get a sunburned.
Yeah, you do. Look at you. I see it right now. I'm Justin Rademacher. I think that's how you pronounce it. Something like that.
Welcome back, buddy.
Welcome back. Long trip.
Oh, it was a very long trip. Good time, though.
Very good time. Feels good to be home, but I mean,
You're not all the way home yet, but
I still got 2.5 hours to get home. But I'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
We still got some disc golfing to do.
Yeah. Blue Ribbon Pines tomorrow.
Yep. Well, this is the tester. This is so you get your feet wet, so you understand what the course is like.
Yep. Get a little run through before our bet.
Yep, and then the bet will be in just a little bit. We got a couple more months until we'll be playing.
It's going to be close.
It's June right now. When are we going to play? When are we going to play?
What do you mean when are we going to play? For the bet?
Yeah.
September, I think.
September? Well, you guys are probably going to hear it a little bit later than September, but that's when we're going to be playing.
Right.
We're probably going to be October when you're listening to this. I don't even know when you're going to be listening.
Probably end of October. Pretty close.
Somewhere in there.
Somewhere around there.
We'll give you a heads up as it's coming up.
So, should we go through a quick rundown about the trip?
Yeah, this is the trip episode. We're going to talk about, we just went on a trip down to Texas, drove all the way down and drove all the way back.
First, let's start off with our car rental.
Car rental.
We rented a car.
It got 42 miles to the gallon.
On average.
It was a great little guy. He got us through everything we needed to.
Little black Toyota Corolla.
Yep. It did everything we needed it to. It got all of our stuff where we needed it. It provided us shelter in a couple storms.
Yeah.
And it was a nice little hotel for a few nights.
Yeah. Tight little car.
It was fun.
It was fancy though. It was up to date.
It had all the gadgets in there. It had
lane assist.
Well, that wasn't one of my favorites.
Not mine either. I hated that.
Yeah, it was like trying to bring you into the center. It was hugging that middle line a lot. It was fun though. I mean, I got used to it after a while. It took a little bit, but
beeped every time you came close to a line. That was annoying.
Especially in the construction areas, because you were like constantly going over those lines, and it was beeping
it like yank you, and I was like, no. Yeah.
It yelled at you a lot of times for your belt, though. I liked that.
Yeah.
It was forcing you to wear your belt.
My seatbelt. Yeah.
And it got loud, too.
Yeah, loud.
Like, it started off quiet, like, hey, put your belt on.
And then it screamed at you.
Yep.
All right, let's start with day one. So Friday we drove and down to Des Moines, Iowa.
Yep.
And then we stayed the night.
Well, we didn't stay in Des Moines. We stayed about an hour outside.
Yep.
Yeah, because we got some food. Where did we stay? Or where did we get food?
Oh, yeah. We went to Buzzard Billy's.
Yeah.
Got my alligator.
Yep. Got my oysters.
Yeah. We'll talk about that a little bit more.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit.
So we'll do a quick run through, and then our questions today will go into depth through the
yeah,
trip.
we got all sorts of questions. This whole episode is dedicated to our trip. So if you guys want to know about the trip, this is the episode. If you want to know more about us, maybe this is the episode. You'll maybe learn a little bit, but mostly just about this last week.
Yeah. So where'd we sleep that night?
We slept in the cornfield in the car.
Yeah. We
just found a field, parked in that little area that they had provided, and
thanks to that farmer for not finding us.
Yep, exactly. Or if they found us for letting us sleep.
Yep. So then Saturday, what did we do Saturday?
From there, we went down to Missouri.
Well, we tried to play the course.
Yeah, we tried to play that course that was like another hour away because you really wanted to play that.
Yep.
We ended up playing it eventually, but that's that'll be down the road.
So we ended up playing the park.
Yeah, we ended up playing that park, which was about the same area.
Yep.
And that was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a neat little course, but I've played courses very similar up here.
It was nothing special.
Yep. So, I mean, I had that one really good drive, though. It was like over 400 feet.
I lost my Jaguar there.
Oh, yeah, but you also found it there, didn't you?
Nope.
Oh, that was
the only disc I lost on the trip.
Oh, wow. I lost a disc, too. I'm still upset. But we'll talk about that later.
So then from there we went
down to Missouri.
No.
Where did we go?
Kansas City.
Kansas City. That's where we went. We went to Kansas City, and we had a chance to see our Minnesota Twins play.
Wasn't in the plan. We were going to Kansas City to go get some barbecue, and halfway down there, we noticed that the Twins were in town.
Yeah, you got a message from somebody, didn't you?
Yeah. I threw a snap up when we were playing disc golf, and a buddy goes, "Where are you at? Where are you playing?" And I said, "Well, we're heading down to Texas." And I said, "We're heading to Kansas City right now to go get some barbecue." And he goes, "Oh, I got some buddies down there going to the Twins game." I'm like, "Boom, let's go."
Well, we had to look at the time, and we're like, okay, well, what time do they play? And you're like, 3:05. And I looked, I had the GPS set to Kansas City. I had it to whatever barbecue place you wanted to go to. And I'm like, well, we're supposed to get there at 3:04.
Yeah.
Why don't we
switch the old
schedule
and switch the map around a little bit here
and go to that game? And it ended up got there at what, 3:00? Well, it was right before the game.
Yep.
Right, they were doing the national anthem. I heard the fireworks setting.
I think we only missed 2 outs or something like that.
Yeah, it was really easy to get in. It took a little bit, I guess, just because
their computer system went down.
Yeah, it went down for a second, but we got our tickets, got in, and had some nachos.
Yeah, God, they were good.
That was good.
So then we left there, and we headed to...
That's when we started heading down to Missouri, right?
Missouri.
Yeah, because then we were trying to get to Branson. We didn't quite get there. We barely got into Missouri, I think. Yeah. Or I guess we were still in Missouri. Kansas City is in Missouri. I don't know what I was thinking. But we were trying to get to Branson, but I don't think we quite got there. We ended up...
Did we have a movie night that night?
No, that was a karaoke night.
Oh, yeah, we had karaoke, and then we crashed out in the...
That was when we found like a farm field and parked... It wasn't really a field. It was like a...
It was like a hunting land.
Oh, was it hunting land? I don't know.
There was no farm.
What the difference is. There's a difference, right?
Yeah. Big difference.
Oh, okay. You don't hunt at farms?
Well, you can, but that one didn't have any... It wasn't a field.
No, I was just...
There was no crops.
Do you really hunt in at farms? You're not supposed to hunt at farms. That's private property.
You can hunt if you have permission. You can hunt over a field.
Oh, okay. I guess I don't know hunting rules. I don't hunt.
Yeah. So then we crashed there, got up.
Went to Branson, Missouri. That's where we played. That's where we met our buddy Russ. He built the course in Branson, Missouri.
Yeah.
He said it was ranked number 2 in the state, but man.
It was an immaculate course.
I beg to differ. I feel like that was number 1.
Yeah, that was a beautiful course.
Yeah, Branson Cedars Resort.
You can look Russ up as well. He was on, what did he say? He was on America's Got Talent?
Well, his dog was.
Yeah.
Yeah, Disky the Wonder Dog. If you guys have ever seen Disky the Wonder Dog, he's on America's Got Talent. Look him up on YouTube. Great little puppy.
Russ is a great guy too, so if you ever get the chance in Missouri, go over there.
Yeah, check out that disc golf course. He's the designer of the course. He's not the owner. But man, did he do a good job.
One of the nicest guys, too.
Yeah, and it was crazy. He talked to us for a long time. It was probably at least an hour, if not longer than that. And he talked all about the course and the reason how he designed the holes, and he explained exactly how he did some of the rock work, and it was a really cool conversation we had with him.
Yeah. So then, that's what, Saturday?
Yeah, that was only between Friday and Saturday. Or no, that was Sunday. We got to play that one. Sunday morning.
So then he told us to go down to...
Arkansas.
And play what course?
We played Arkansas, and we ended up playing the Permison Ridge Resort. Permison Ridge Resort was, I want to say, one of my favorite courses I've ever played.
Yeah, that was immaculate. Beautiful course.
Yeah, and did I say
one of the best pro shops I think I've ever been in.
It was amazing. And I mispronounced that. It's actually Persimmon. I think that's what I said, but I don't know for sure. Persimmon Ridge.
Yeah, Steve and Kim
were amazing. They were just getting into disc golf too. They started when I started back in September, October, or August, I think is what they said. But Yeah, they just started and
Fell into it.
Yeah, and they fell into it, and they have this immaculate yard. They were going to do weddings and stuff like that.
Well, it was an old golf course.
Yep.
And they shut it down, and then they started doing weddings.
And then that wasn't really working out for them. And so
it sounded like it was going good, but it sounded like it was a lot of work and just something they didn't really fall in love with, I guess. And then he had a buddy go, well, I know the guy. And he goes, what do you mean you know the guy? He goes, I know the guy. So then he got the guy down there, and they made a makeshift course. And then he met some disc golfers, and Steve fell in love with the disc golfers.
Yep. Yeah, they fell in love with the community, which it's an amazing community.
I can't blame them.
Yeah, that they are they are part of the community. Like I feel like it was like fate or destiny because they are the epitome of the community.
Yeah, two very, very nice people.
Love to have them on the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Same with Russ. I'd love to have Russ on
the
podcast.
I
as well.
feel like since we're starting to do guests, I feel like these guys are going to have to be on.
Yeah, for sure.
I want you guys to be introduced to them properly.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with such a beautiful course.
I know. It was amazing.
I'd go back just for the course.
Well, of course I would do that. Like, that's the reason I would go down. Like, obviously it's a beautiful state, but I mean...
Yeah, that was my favorite state, I think.
Yeah, that was my favorite state because of that course, I feel.
So then we left there, and we had a movie night that night.
Yep.
Crashed there. We went to a movie. What did we go see?
That was when we saw The Conjuring, the new Conjuring movie.
I liked that movie.
Yeah, that was a good one. I was having a tough time staying awake.
Yeah,
we were pretty tired. The 2 nights prior, we slept in the car.
Maybe 4 hours of sleep.
Yep.
And hot.
Very hot. It got toasty.
Yeah. So then we slept in the parking lot of the movie theater.
Yep.
Got out.
No issues.
No issues. Then we headed to Texas.
Yep. Got to Austin, Texas after basically a day of driving.
This was Monday, right?
Yep.
Monday, we went to the comedy show.
Yep, well, we got to the hotel, unpacked, did all that stuff that we needed to.
Great hotel.
Amazing.
Embassy
Suites in Austin, Texas. I recommend it.
Owned by Hilton.
Yep. I recommend it. It was a great stay. I feel like you got a deal on it, didn't you?
Got a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it was a pretty good deal.
I went to Priceline. Got a good deal on it.
After that, we got an Uber.
Yep, got an Uber and went to a comedy show. Saw a couple of big guys.
Do you want to talk about them now, or do you want to wait?
We can wait.
We'll wait.
But just a little teaser for ahead.
Yep.
A couple of big names showed up. And it made my night.
And then what? What do we do after that?
After that, we went into...
That's when we got the scooters.
Yep.
You got those little electric scooters.
And you were getting mad at me.
Well, because you didn't know where we were going, and you said we were almost there.
Hey, you saw how our phones were acting on the maps and that stuff.
I blame some on the phone, but you said we were you're like, oh, dude, we're almost there, and we were over a mile away.
It said 2.6 miles was all it was away, and we went a mile and a half or better.
So that still leaves a mile.
Yeah, that's still not that far.
Oh.
10 minutes. I can walk a mile in 10 minutes.
That's what you say, but that's not how long it took, was it?
No. we got there, though. We ended up singing karaoke.
Yeah, that was fun.
And we get picked up by our Uber at the end, and he goes, oh, when did you guys move to town? Because we were hitting the local spots.
Yep, that was fun. I didn't even realize it was... It kind of did look local when we were there, I guess, but I didn't...
My favorite part about that bar was on the door. If intoxicated, you will not be allowed to enter. We opened the door and 3 drunk guys come stumbling out.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting.
They were everybody in that bar was hammered.
Yep. It was fun though. It was a fun bar.
Absolutely. I had a blast. Good sound system.
Yeah, they had a really good one there.
And yeah, all right. So from there, now it's Tuesday.
Yep. Still in Austin.
Still in Austin. Still at the hotel.
Yep.
Same hotel. And we go to another comedy show. This one's a dark show.
They just talked about nothing but the dark topics, which was pretty interesting, actually.
I liked it.
I liked it too.
And another big name show. Well, the
same big name. And then a couple other guys that we've seen on the internet, but not as big a name.
Yeah. Then we go back to the hotel, crash the night, get up in the morning, and we decide to start heading back. This is Wednesday morning, right?
Yep.
We make our way back. We stop at Branson again, right?
Yep, we made all the way, or we didn't quite make it to Branson.
So we didn't do anything Wednesday. We played somewhere, didn't we?
Yeah, we played some disc golf.
Where'd we play at?
We played in Waco.
Oh, yeah, we went to Waco.
Waco, Texas.
Yep, we stopped at Waco and played at Waco.
Yep.
And I sucked.
Yeah, that was a rough course for you. But it was a fun one because, I mean, we've seen footage of that course.
Mm-hmm.
And the pros did really well.
Made it look way easy.
Well, they also made it look really short. And, I mean...
I think it was a different layout, too.
Maybe it was, but it was still a tough course. I lost my river. That was tough.
We watched the Waco episode, and there was 300 foot holes every, almost like 4 or 5 of them, and I don't think we played a single 300 foot hole.
Yeah, it was pretty long. I don't remember exactly the lengths of them, but...
So we get done with Waco, and we get back in the car, and we head to...
That's when we were trying to get to Branson.
We didn't quite get there.
We didn't quite get there. We had another movie. Yep, we had a second movie night, and we saw the Saw movie, Spiral. Spiral.
That was a great movie, too.
That was a really good movie. And I've literally, I watch the Saw movies every single year, usually in October. Sometimes it's a little before because I get anxious and I love watching those movies. I watch all of the original 7 movies, and then I need to get the new ones yet, like Jigsaw, and eventually I'm going to have to get this Spiral because that was a good one.
Yeah, Chris Rock.
Yeah.
He did good.
Oh, yeah.
Killed it.
And this one was different than the other ones. I don't want to do any spoilers, but it was a little bit different, which was good. I like the...
So we get done with the movie, try to sleep in the parking lot.
Tried.
We both just about fall asleep. Well, I fell asleep.
You did fall asleep. I was almost falling asleep.
And we get a knock on the window.
It was the cops.
Yep.
The manager apparently didn't like people sleeping in the parking lot of that particular location. But the cops were really nice about it.
Yeah, he was really cool.
He literally knocked on the door. He's like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" I just turned around. I'm like, "Oh, we're just trying to take a nap." And like, "Oh, okay. You should probably go to the Walmart parking lot then." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Yep. We'll head on over right now." He's like, "Oh, okay." They just went back in his car. He just kind of waited for us. It gave us some time to get acclimated. I threw my pillow in the back, and we went on over to Walmart. No issues, though.
No issues there.
They were really nice. It was
he was really good.
I loved it.
Yeah, great. Yeah, he didn't yell at us or nothing. That was awesome. So, we get up. This is Thursday, right?
Yep, leading into Thursday.
We finish our drive to Branson. Right?
Yep. We got to Branson, and that's when we hit up the parks.
Oh, yeah, we went to the parks that day.
Yeah.
That was
Thursday. Yeah, you just described Wednesday. Yep, now this is Thursday.
Thursday, we went to the parks. We went to 2 parks.
We went to an amusement park, and we went to a water park. They were interconnected, though.
Yep.
Yeah,
kind of.
Well, they weren't connected, but they were
owned by the
together.
same people,
Yep.
but then you had to drive to the water park, which kind of made me a little upset, but not horribly.
But it was worth it, though.
It was definitely worth it.
Yeah, so we stayed at the amusement park for about 5 hours. Got all the rides that we wanted to get in. I feel like I could have maybe got a few more in, but we were on a time thing because we also wanted to do the water park. And
I'm glad we went to the water park.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. Especially, we even stopped at Steak and Shake.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Steak and Shake.
That was good.
Very
good
cheap.
burger.
First time I've ever been to a Steak and Shake.
I think that was, but I feel like I might have actually been there one other time.
Cheap.
I can't
Very
remember.
cheap. But good. So we went to Silver Dollar.
Silver Dollar was the amusement park that we went to in Branson, Missouri.
And then we went to Whitewater.
Whitewater.
If you guys haven't been there, it's a good time. Well worth the money.
Yes, the way that, I feel like I would have tweaked it just a little bit. I would have maybe got like the 2-day pass
Yeah.
and done one day and done the second
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
day. But in hindsight, we know now. But we only had a short period at that point for the rest of the trip, and we only had 1 day to use.
I think we did.
Plus, we also had a lot of other stuff we wanted to do. I wanted to play as much disc golf as we could.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I would have done more disc golf if we could have.
Yeah. It was tough with what we had planned, though.
Yeah, and what we wanted to do.
Yeah. I think we got as much in as we possibly could.
Yeah, for sure. We didn't get a lot of sleep.
No.
Until the
hotel nights.
Well, Friday night, last night, I got like 10 hours.
Yeah,
I loved that.
Yeah. So,
Anyways, what's leading into Friday?
So we leave Branson.
Yep, we leave Branson.
Thursday night.
Thursday night, we drive all night.
We drove all night. I took the first half, then you took the second half.
We both slept during the other person's driving time.
Yep. And we pulled into...
Well, that's when I went to the hotel just to kind of get my bearings, see where we're at in the city or whatever. We went to Des Moines.
Back to Des Moines.
Yep, and it was actually a city just right outside. I don't even remember what it was called.
Upton or something like that?
No, I wasn't even close. It started with a J. Anyways, we went to the hotel. I needed to get some more cash at that point, so I went to Wells Fargo, stopped at the gas station, filled up. You were sleeping during all of this.
I was in and out.
You felt like you were sleeping because your eyes were closed and you weren't doing anything.
Yeah. I was in and out, though.
Yeah. Then we went to Walmart again, slept in the parking lot there for a little bit, got up, played a little bit of disc golf.
Yeah, because we pulled into Des Moines right around, 4:30?
Yeah, it was about 4:30.
So we crashed there until about
7:30.
7:30. And then we got up and we played some disc golf.
Yep, played some disc golf. That was actually a longer course than I anticipated, which was nice because it ate up a little bit more time because we couldn't check in till about 11 or so.
What course? I can't even remember that course.
You don't remember that course? It was the one not super far from the hotel.
I can't remember.
I'll look up the name of it, but yeah. So we played disc golf. Then we ended up going to the hotel. Just had a hotel.
I remember playing it, but I just can't remember.
Well, just tell a little bit more about the story then. The day.
So then we get done disc golfing, and then we had breakfast.
Yep.
Breakfast was delicious at a little cafe. Being in downtown Des Moines definitely didn't feel like a big city, though.
It was called Walnut Ridge. Remember that? That was that park.
Oh, yeah.
Where you had to walk a mile in between each hole.
Yep. That was the place where that guy had that grill.
Yeah.
That we couldn't figure out. Yep.
Yeah, so we did that.
That was a fun little course.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was just a lot of walking in between.
Yeah. In between holes was a long walk.
Mm-hmm.
So then we had breakfast, and then we headed over to the hotel.
Yeah, that was a nice little breakfast place. I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. Very nice people.
I had an omelet.
I had eggs and sausage and hash browns and made Sammy's.
Nice.
Breakfast Sammy's. We stayed at the Hilton.
Yep, stayed at the Hilton there. Hilton Gardens.
Yep. That was a nice hotel. Had a great sauna, hot tub.
Took a little nap.
Pool, and we just napped the whole day. We got there at about 11, a little after 11.
Mm-hmm. Had some Texas Roadhouse that night.
That took an hour and a half to get.
Yeah, we ordered it. It said it was going to be a half hour, so after a half hour, we went over and realized that our ticket had been lost in the kitchen.
My ticket.
Yeah, so my food was already there, and it was just sitting under the heat lamp for another half hour. I could tell.
I forgot to ask.
I could tell.
Yeah.
But you know what?
I ordered a 16-ounce steak. I got an 11-ounce steak. I was kind of upset about that.
Maybe somebody at Texas Roadhouse will hear this because they didn't do anything for us. They just were like, "Oh, here's your food."
Gave us some extra rolls. That was about it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. I didn't even eat my rolls. I ate like 2 rolls.
Oh. All right, so we crashed all night there. Got plenty of sleep, plenty of rest.
10 hours for me. I was happy.
I caught up on the podcast uploadings and stuff. I fell behind this week. I apologize for you out there. That everything else will uploaded except YouTube. YouTube I was behind on. So if you're a YouTube listener, I apologize. Got it up as soon as I could. And so we get up Saturday morning, right? Is that where we're at?
That's today.
So we get up Saturday morning and we drove 2 hours to the next course.
Yep, that's where we played
Where
your
we
course that we
tried to play the first day.
Yep, but I thought there was a tournament, but I don't think there was a tournament. I think it's just a really
Busy
popular course.
Yeah. I like that course.
It was a lot of fun. There was a couple long tees that were a little confusing to me just because of that hole one where you're driving right on top of people walking over to 13.
That's the only thing I have to dislike about that was hole 1. I think it was hole 10, right? Hole 12?
No, it was 13.
I think you're going to 13, right?
Yeah, in between 12 and 13.
Yep. So you're shooting at the basket at hole 12.
Yep.
And they're throwing over the top of you.
Well, it was very close, yes.
Well, if we played the long basket, they would have.
Yeah. Yeah, we were playing the short basket because we didn't want to get hit.
That's the only thing I didn't like about that course.
No.
But
otherwise, it was a beautiful
course. Yeah,
beautiful course.
If you guys have a chance,
and it's a free course. They take donations, and we donated. But
Wildcat Bluff.
Yep.
Fun course. And then after that, we drove here.
Yep, and then we got some food in us. We hit up the sauna, got our questions ready, and
now here we are.
Now we can start the podcast.
Yeah, let's get into it. Ready?
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that little brief
recap.
Yeah, brief little recap. We will get into a little bit more detail on some of this. If there's stuff that we missed or whatever, you can try asking us in person or in a comment. Hopefully we'll get to it and get your question answered.
Yeah.
We ready?
I'm ready.
All right, did you learn anything on this trip? About anything? Just any kind of a lesson that you learned?
I learned how much I enjoy a shower.
Oh, yeah. We missed a couple showers in a row.
That first 2...
It was 3 nights.
3 nights.
3 nights we stayed in the car without a shower.
Yeah,
that was tough.
We were scared that the car...
Yeah, the car was a little bit stinky.
Little ripe.
Yeah.
But it smells good now.
It smells good. We got a lot of, it wasn't Febreze, but it was some sort of fabric cleaner.
Febreze. It was an off-brand, cheap.
And then I bought an air freshener that little twist-off thing with the little wax inside that makes it smell good.
And I got 2 car fresheners.
I didn't even notice those.
Yeah.
I saw them just today while we were cleaning out the car.
Yeah. But
all of that helped.
Yeah. Car just smells good.
It smells.
I don't smell anything.
Yeah, it smells like a new car again.
Boy, it was ripe there for a few days.
But we're good.
Yeah.
Our stuff doesn't stink, so
yeah.
I think it was our stuff.
I think so too.
I don't think it was the car.
Sweating into those bags.
Yeah. I don't think the car ever smelled. I don't think it ever got into the seats or anything like that. I know we kept blaming the car, but it was us.
I think it was us. It was definitely probably us.
Yeah.
And I definitely learned how much I appreciate a shower.
Yep. Showers are a much needed thing.
Man, I don't know how people skip showers.
Yeah, we went 3 days. I showered. I don't even know how many times I showered in Austin.
I guarantee, that first night that we got to that hotel, I guarantee you whoever had rooms next to us or whatever, man, these guys are hygienic big time.
I took 2 or 3 showers.
Yeah, I think we each took 4 showers that night.
No.
Well, felt amazing.
It did.
What about you? Did you learn anything?
Yeah, I learned that my OCD is still up and running.
Yep.
I got
noticed it.
I got my OCD. Anytime we went and played disc golf, I was always counting my discs. I was always looking for my wallet because I took a travel wallet rather than my actual wallet. Thought that would be easier, but now it just made me more paranoid and more OCD. Checking to make sure I had my cash on my card and my ID and
your OCD was everywhere.
My phone. Oh, I know. Well, I mean, it also didn't help that every time we were at a hotel or in the car, I had to clean up after people.
What do you mean?
Person.
I'm sorry that I had a bottle on the floor or something like that.
It gets to me.
I know. I noticed.
After a week.
We're in a little car. What'd you want me to do with it? Throw it out the window?
Well, maybe every time we stop at a gas station.
And we did. We cleaned out the car every time we went to the gas
station.
Not every.
I did.
I did too?
Sometimes.
Oh.
It's my OCD though. That's not like that's who you are.
I can live with a pop bottle on the ground.
That's who you are. It's just that's what I learned. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Is that it?
That's all I got. Yeah.
What was your favorite part of the trip?
I think playing the Missouri and the Arkansas disc golf courses. So playing Branson Cedars Resort and Persimmon Ridge Resort. Those were my favorite courses. We got to meet really incredible people, designer and owners, and it was just really fun for me to talk to them and play their course.
Yeah, I agree with that. Russ and Steve and Cam, all them guys, they were awesome.
Yeah, well, it was all thanks to Russ, I feel, because he was the one that told us about this one in Arkansas. Yeah,
that was up there. If it wasn't those, then I'd have to say the comedy shows were probably my favorite part as well.
Yeah, those were really fun. Those are really good comics, very good.
I feel like we got 2 good shows for really cheap.
Yeah, very good sets throughout those. Obviously, there was a couple where...
Yeah, I think we only saw one real bombing.
Yeah, I don't even think it was a bombing. It was just a struggle.
I'd count it as a bomb.
Nah.
If it was my set. But...
Well, yeah, if it was your set, of course you're gonna be more harsh on yourself than anybody else would. Like, to me, if I'm watching the guy, I kind of understand what he's going through. I give
him all the credit in the world for
he kept it going.
Through,
yeah, he kept it going.
So, yeah, that would probably be my favorite part.
Yeah, those shows were really fun. And just playing disc golf and meeting all these people and potentially getting new guests for the
we didn't
show.
say we also played golf out in Texas.
We did play golf out in Texas.
And we met Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky. He's also going to be a potential here on the podcast.
Yeah, very nice guy.
Yeah, he loves ball golf. He just got into it just like we got into disc golf.
Yeah, he played really well for a guy that's only been playing a year and a half.
Yeah. Dude, he had some bomb drives.
Yeah, he did good. So
nobody really putted though. That was a tough.
Well, those greens are terrible.
That was a tough green.
Not gonna brag about their golf courses down there, from what I saw.
It was still fun though.
I had a blast. It was relaxing. Golf to me is relaxing.
I didn't get to use my club, so that's why I'm gonna say I struggled. I had to use yours. We didn't have room in the car.
I know. We were packed. We were fully loaded.
We probably could have got my golf clubs in there after we didn't use all our stuff.
We could have took the camping gear out.
Yeah, I thought we were going to camp more.
I did too.
I thought we were going to camp, period.
I don't think we had time.
No, we had a lot of stuff we wanted to get done. And I mean, if we would have set up camp and slept, we would have got
tear down.
Had 3 hours of sleep instead of 4.
Yeah, or half the disc golf.
Yeah, and I'm not sacrificing that.
So, all right.
Sweet. What? So would you say that you're happy to be home, or do you think you would rather still be vacationing?
Oh, I'd still be vacationing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
For how much longer? Another
couple more days.
Couple more days?
I don't need much more. Just a couple more days.
Yeah. I'm happy to be home.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. It was a lot of fun. I'm happy to be home. I miss my bed. I really want to go back and sleep in my bed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I still have another night.
Yeah.
I'm not sleeping in my bed tonight. Tomorrow, though.
I'm sleeping in my bed tonight, though.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I keep bragging.
Right.
No, like I said, I'd love to be vacationing still, but I think a week is definitely, it was long enough for me, and glad to be home.
Yeah,
ready to get caught up on my laundry again.
Definitely drove enough.
Yeah. Lots of driving.
Put almost, 3,400 miles on?
Something 35? Like that. Within a week, that's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that was nuts. All right. What state that we went through would you want to raise a family, live single in, and retire in? It could be the same state for all three, or you can have different.
All right. Well, let's go through the states that we went to. So we were in Minnesota. We were in Iowa. All right, I'm not going to count Minnesota. I'm just going through the states. So Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, Texas, and Oklahoma slightly. We didn't really stay in Oklahoma. We just
I
kind of
wouldn't even
drove
count
through.
Oklahoma because we stopped
Yep.
once. To fill up.
To raise a family, I'm going to say Arkansas. I just think it's beautiful. I think it'd be a great place to raise a family.
Mhm.
I don't really know a whole lot about the state, but just from what I got to experience
And all the people we met.
and all the people we met, I'm saying Arkansas. Probably like the north side of it, like kind
Close
of
to Missouri.
close to Missouri, but also close to that golf course because I'm going to be visiting Steve and Kim a lot.
I'd live like right in between, so I could go to both.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
If I was single, I think I'd go to Austin, Texas,
Yeah.
just for the comedy scene. I want to be able to go down there and see what I can do. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I mean, hey, I'm single, so why not, right? For retirement, I'd also probably say Arkansas. Arkansas was my favorite. I think out of all the states that we visited, is the most beautiful, most clean. It was a really good time.
Yeah.
From my experience, I'm not saying anything negative about
Right.
the other states. It's just that was my favorite.
Right. Good answers.
How about you?
To raise a family, I'd have to go Arkansas.
Okay.
And like you said, right in between, so I could play both disc golfs. And it just seemed like a nice area. Beautiful. Missouri was just not for me. Very trashy, almost in the northern city areas. But southern Missouri wasn't bad.
Southern Missouri looked exactly like Arkansas.
Yeah. So
With the rolling, beautiful hills.
Yep. But I'd have to say Arkansas to raise a family. If I was single, I would say Texas. I wouldn't go quite straight into Austin, but I'd be 20 minutes away. There's a lot of homeless in Texas,
Yeah.
and it was
But it doesn't sound like Texas is the worst. It sounds like, based on what we heard in the second show, the raunchier show, sounds like a lot of those comedians are from LA.
and they say it's way worse out there, and God, that scares me because I
Yeah.
was not impressed with Austin.
Yeah, it was
It was sad.
in some of the areas. Yes, it was
A ton of homeless people.
a big population.
Like we have homeless people here, and they put us to shame by a ton.
Yeah, that was a tough part, but
And then the rats and the roaches.
yep, saw that
That got me.
both nights.
Ugh. Ugh. So, but
Hopefully that changes.
the
though.
comedy scene down there. Our Luna's
Yeah.
back down here. But the comedy scene, I'd have to go there for the comedy scene. Be down there all the time.
So you're sticking with Austin then, or
Yeah.
around Austin?
Yeah, for if I'm single. Then to retire in, I would retire. I wouldn't mind retiring in Texas, just not in the city. But I would say probably Arkansas. Arkansas or even southern Missouri.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Branson would be awesome to be.
Branson is full of stuff to do.
Yeah.
You would never go bored in Branson.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking. Probably Branson, maybe. For retirement, just because there's so much to do, so many shows.
And you can literally go
Have some-
every night and never
Have
duplicate
yeah,
anything.
have something to do every night.
Yep.
So, that's my answer.
I like that. What was the funniest thing that happened on the trip?
To me, the funniest thing, which is probably not funny for you, but was your OCD.
Yeah.
You checking something. Oh, no. Yeah, but I think this is kind of a quirk of your OCD as well. The funniest thing was your teeing off.
What do you mean?
You put the bag on one side of you, and then you move it to the other side, and then you change your mind, and then you have to move the bag back to the other side.
Well, because I had a different shot in mind. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do this, so my bag is fine right here.
Yeah, but what made me laugh through the whole thing was that you did one hole where I think you moved the bag 6 times on the one tee pad.
Well, I kept deciding. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go backhand. No,
Yep.
no, I got
No.
a better angle forehand. Oh no, but if I do this, I can anizer. No, if I do, I gotta just hyzer this way, And I couldn't make up my mind. And
But that's when it really I noticed that you were doing it, because you did it like 6 times. I'm like, why don't you just put that bag on that rock right there and then just go? And you're like, I like my bag close so I can change my mind.
well, somebody might come run up and grab it. You never know.
So that was probably the funniest thing to me on the trip.
I like that answer.
How about you?
I think it was funny when we got the cops called on us.
Yeah, that was pretty.
That was interesting. I was not expecting that because the first movie theater that we slept in, we had no issues, and it was fine. That was probably one of the better nights of sleep that I had because we were under
the movie theater was dark.
Yeah.
We didn't have any lights in our eyes or nothing. It was actually comforting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we thought it was going to be okay at the
That's
second
it,
one, and
yeah.
it wasn't.
Was not.
Otherwise,
Okay.
another fun part was just seeing the cool comics.
Yeah. And the cop was awesome. You couldn't have asked for a nicer cop.
No, he was really cool and chill about everything.
Yeah, you could definitely tell
And it was-
that he knew what we were doing.
And it was a quick little thing, too.
Yep.
Literally, like,
No
in and
problems,
out.
yep.
Yep.
So,
Didn't ask for ID, didn't give us a ticket or nothing.
no. Oh, and he actually gave a suggestion.
Yeah, and he's like, hey,
I wanna
Walmart's
try over here.
Walmart's right down the road. You can just go there.
Yeah.
It was a little brighter, but it was still, I slept well.
Yep. Yeah, I slept great. Well, I wouldn't say great, but I slept good. All right. What do you think you improved in your disc game throughout the trip? Do you think anything of your game improved on this trip?
Well, I played about the same amount that I would have normally. But I feel like my drives are more consistent during this trip, so I'm hoping I'm able to continue that. Just getting off the tee, I had some really good drives.
I think your distance got a little better.
Well, I don't know about I feel like my distance has always been there. Like, I don't think my distance has increased
You threw
during the
some
trip.
bombs. You threw a couple of bombs this.
Well, I did, but I feel like I could have done that before. It just depends on the flight. But I'm just saying the consistency of that. Because
That's what I'm saying. I think your distance consistent.
yeah, consistent
See,
distance,
that's-
yes.
yeah,
Yeah, my
improved.
consistent distance improved for sure.
You weren't such of a roller coaster as normal.
Well, yeah, and I threw my Corvette, and that's the one that I'm trying to get the most consistency out of because that's my furthest disc if I get it right. And I was able to control the Annie into the hyzer and get that nice S shape into the disc, which was very helpful in a
Yes.
lot of holes.
Yeah.
I was able to park a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
I drove that one that was 400 and some feet.
That's-
It was downhill, but granted, it was one of the best drives I've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think improved on yours?
I think my tee shots. I got off
Yeah,
the tee
the same.
box.
So the same your drives.
I wouldn't say my distance improved much, but my drive period, just getting off the tee box and putting a disc out there.
Yeah, because the very first one, I feel like you were struggling with that, but then as we went on,
It
you
definitely got
improved.
better.
Yeah, you were able to get off the tee, and I suggested that early on because you were having on that first course that we played, you were having really good approaches, amazing long. They were longer than your drives,
Mm-hmm.
and I just suggested, I'm like, hey, just however you're approaching, do that in your drive, and that's I think. You stepped up your game and did that.
My putting was terrible. I think this is the worst I ever putted.
Yeah, you did have some struggles there.
And that's
I did-
usually,
I
and
did
that's
have-
usually my most solid part of my game.
Yeah, I had a couple courses where my putting was bad, but overall, I feel like my putting was on average for what I am used
You
to.
had one course where you struggled putting.
Yes,
And that was the worst I think I've ever seen you putt. And
Yeah, I
all the
missed,
times
like,
I've played with you.
I missed like 6 putts that
Were
course.
actually really makeable. I
Yeah.
was like, and it surprised the hell out of me. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I didn't say anything, but I was like,
Mhm.
what's going on over there? That's a pretty much close your eyes. Putt.
Yeah, I need to look at my putters because I was looking at them and I feel like they might have got warped a little bit. I don't know if it was because they were in the trunk and maybe something was pushing up against them, but I might need to look at those. Not saying that might be the reason. I don't want to have an excuse, but I want to I want to look at them.
We'll go with it.
Yeah.
It's never the golfer. It's always the equipment.
Yep, exactly. All right, what was the most memorable part of the trip? Not your favorite, but the most memorable part of the trip for you.
It's got to be seeing Shane Torres and Kyle Kinane.
Yeah, those were the two comedians that we were able to see. Pretty big names. If you guys don't know who Kyle Kinane and Shane Torres is, just look them up. They got a lot of stuff out there, and they were really cool guys. We didn't get a chance to meet Shane.
Kyle we talked to for a
little bit, and I got confused. Somebody came up, he thought that I was Kyle, and he tapped my shoulder, and I turned around, and he realized it was me, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I'm like, "What's going on?" He's like, "I thought you were someone else." I'm like, "Oh, you thought I was Kyle?" He's like, "Yep, yeah, I'm sorry." So I went over to him as we were about to leave or whatever, and I was like, yeah, I don't even remember what he was doing, but he was just he wasn't talking to anybody. So I was like, "Hey, Kyle, I just wanted to say hey, that guy over there was he gave me a good compliment. He said he confused me for you." And he's like, "Oh, well, you should have just taken that for me. I could have taken some of the stress off me. Yeah, some of the burden off me."
I'm sure he's getting hit up all the time.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, especially now that he's in Austin, all the comedians are probably just dying to talk to him. So we didn't talk to him much. That was literally the only exchange that I had with him.
Yeah, but that's cool though.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then I got to shake his hand. That was neat.
We go to a $5 show and we meet two big names.
$10. It was $10 and $15.
Oh, $10 and $15. Yep, $10 show.
Yeah, it was a really, really good time. Definitely worth the $10.
Yeah, it was good.
I probably would have spent upwards of $12.50.
I would have put 40 on it to see those two.
That is I don't know if I'd go 40 because it was just a Tuesday night. If it was like a Friday, Saturday, I'd definitely do that for sure.
I would have. That was awesome.
That's when they're working stuff out. I mean, it would have been a good show, but 40 is a lot for a Tuesday night.
It was a good show though.
That was a Monday. Good. That was a Monday night, and then Tuesday was the next one.
Yep. So, what about for you?
I think just all the disc golf courses. That was very memorable. Just playing all those cool courses. The comedy. That was another memorable part. Just going to both of those shows.
Meeting all the people. Russ, Steve, Kim.
And just being in the car, sleeping in the car. That was very memorable. It made me miss my bed a lot.
I enjoyed playing with Ricky.
Ricky was a fun person to golf with. And it was crazy. We weren't even expecting that. He was just, we teed off on the first hole, and all of a sudden, this guy was right behind us, and he's like, "Hey,
mind if I team up with the guys?"
Yeah, and we're like, "Yeah, sure." We thought he was going to play through, but he ended up wanting to play with us, and we're like, "Yeah, of course." Ended up talking to him, and
I gave him a wedge.
Yeah, you did. And we talked to him about the podcast too, and I don't know if he's checking us out yet, but we're hoping to get him on just to talk about.
He is. Ricky, hi. How's it going, buddy?
Yeah, hoping to talk about how it is being raised in Texas.
Yeah.
He actually lives in the Dallas area.
Yep.
So we get to learn a little bit about that hopefully in the future.
So, yeah, that was a fun time.
Yeah.
All right. Who was the coolest person you met on the trip?
That's tough. We met some really cool people. I think I want to stay. I'm gonna go with Russ.
Yeah.
I think Russ was my favorite.
Russ reminded me a lot of you.
Yeah, he reminded me a lot of myself. He's just a really cool guy. I love his dog, Disky the Wonder Dog. Yeah. And he's just a really cool guy, and he designs disc golf courses. This isn't the only one he's designed, and he's got other plans for this course. He's got a little putting area at the course that you get to just go practice at 5 different baskets, and they're all different styles too. He's got the skinny practice ones. He's got the just different styles, different chains. It's just a really cool place. Different elevations. It's just a really fun putting area, fun course, fun guy, great dog. I want to stay in the cabins there.
Yeah, that cabin was sweet, especially the treehouse cabin.
There's multiple.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But then they had regular cabins as well.
Yeah.
But the treehouse cabins were the coolest.
Yep. But yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Who was the coolest person that you met?
I'm going to go with probably Steve.
Steve and
Steve
Kim?
from, yeah.
Yeah?
Steve from Arkansas. I feel like I saw a lot of me in him.
Well, yeah,
he's a baseball guy.
Yeah, he's a pitching coach.
Yep. And then got into disc golf. Loves it. Fell in love with it. Kind of like me. I mean,
Yep.
I'm not good by any means, but I don't think I could ever quit it.
Yeah, it's a sport that you can play for a long, long time.
Yeah. Good exercise.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely the body movement that I need to keep working on. So
Yeah.
I love it.
Did Steve, did he like get you into wanting to maybe coach some pitching?
No.
No? Why not?
I just don't want to. I don't want to coach baseball.
Okay.
Maybe. I mean, not pitching. I don't want to coach pitching.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind being a manager or something like that, but I don't want to just focus on one position.
Okay.
So, but I don't know if I'll ever coach again.
You don't think so?
Done a lot of coaching in my time already.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah. Sweet. All right. What was your drink or snack of choice during the road trip?
I didn't snack a lot. I mean, I bought the chips, but I didn't even finish chips, so I'd have to go with chips.
All right.
The Ruffles.
The Ruffles, yeah. Yeah, we just cleaned out the car and I saw your not quite finished bag.
Yeah.
What about your pop?
Um,
Or your drink? I know it's pop, so that's why I said that.
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Gotta have the Mountain Dew.
You had a lot of Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
That was good. I had Mountain Dew. I had a lot of Mountain Dew too. I had the Baja Blast though.
Yeah.
I got to go with
You got all the sugary stuff.
I always got to add the little twist to it.
Mm-hmm.
It was delicious. Otherwise, I drank a lot of water on this trip.
I drank quite a bit too. Not as much as you.
No, I drank a lot, which is good because it was hot and I needed to keep my fluids going. I knew that if I didn't, that I probably wouldn't be feeling good and wouldn't be able to play as much disc golf as we were. So I had to do it.
So what would you say was your drinking?
So water and Baja Blast were my two drinks. And then I'd say for my snacks, I had 2 bags of combos. That was probably my snack. And then I also had some Red Hots.
Yeah.
I added a lot of Red Hots.
Yeah, snake some from you.
I know, I love those things. Oh, man. Just so good. Can never get enough Red Hots. Probably going to order more when I get home.
Really?
Maybe even before I get home. Have Amazon.
I like them. I just can't eat. I don't think I could even put a whole bag down.
Dude, I could. That's the one thing that I could put a whole bag down.
Really?
I couldn't. Yeah, like, dude,
It's too much cinnamon. Cinnamon.
Yeah, it is a lot of cinnamon, but it's good. It's delicious. I try not to do a whole lot of them because after a little while, you kind of do like that whole like you're instead of going for like the flavor, you're going for the quantity. So you're just putting as many in there as you can. Rather than like getting the flavor, you're just trying to chew on something. Right. At that point, if I start doing more than, I don't know, 4 or 5 at a time, that's when I'm like, okay, I need to start cooling it off on those Red Hots. But
okay. Are you excited to start doing guests?
I am very excited about guests.
We're switching the podcast over here in a couple of weeks. We're gonna start interviewing guests and all that. So
yeah, no, I feel like I'm very excited about having guests. I feel like we're gonna have more guests now just from this trip. Do you think these guys are gonna want to go through with it?
Yeah, I'd love to get Russ on here. Talk about the treehouse course. I'd love to get Steve or Kim or both of them on here. It'd be really cool to get Ricky talk about Texas and what it was like growing up down there. And should we tell who we're gonna have as our first guest?
Yeah, we can.
I feel like we should.
Yeah.
So
our first guest is going to be our next episode. Our first guest is going to be Josh, the guy that we've been talking about. He's my roommate. He's going to be on here, and we're just going to talk to him about music and all the stuff that he does with music.
Yeah.
That's going to be the topic. We're going to talk to him about other stuff too, but that's the main topic. Yep.
But yeah, I definitely want to get all these guys from the trip on.
Yep. And each time we have a guest, we're going to have a topic. So like Steve and Kim, we're probably going to talk to about disc golf. We're going to talk to Russ about designing stuff in disc golf. Ricky,
it'd be really cool to talk to Russ about designing the course and what goes into that. And then it'd be really cool talking to Kim and Steve about owning, running, and starting up even the pro shop.
Yeah.
That's seriously, that was one of the nicest pro shops I think I've ever been in.
It was huge.
Yeah.
They had almost every disc you can think of.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And the way that it was laid out was beautiful.
Yeah. Their pro shop was gorgeous.
Yeah, they know what they're doing for sure. But
and then it'd be cool to talk to Ricky and
yeah.
see what
it's like to grow up in Texas.
Grow up in Texas. See what it is compared to here.
Yeah.
Just he was sports and all that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking to him about a bunch of stuff, so get to know him, get to know what it's like down there.
Yeah.
So you must be excited about guests too.
I'm extremely excited. Not that I don't like talking to you every day.
Yep.
But
no, it's going to be nice getting a new twist in here, getting a whole different perspective.
And I think it's going to push us a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
Give us the chance to be an interviewer.
Yeah.
See how that looks on us.
Well, we get to interview each other, but I mean...
But it'll be different, though.
It's easy to interview you.
Yeah. I'm pretty simple.
Yeah.
It's not hard to make me look amazing, I know.
Sure, that's what we'll go with. Sweet. What was your favorite disc golf course that we played?
My favorite one... I would have to go, I liked Arkansas.
That was mine. That's what I put down for my favorite.
Did you?
Yeah, but I mean...
I was bouncing... Oh.
I really liked the...
I like the tree. I like the treehouse because I played it. But that was probably the best place I played was the treehouse.
Yeah, for sure.
Waco was probably my least favorite because I played it terrible.
I loved Waco. I actually played... I didn't play great, but I didn't play bad.
I would have to say probably the treehouse because I played it well.
Yeah. I think Arkansas was my favorite just because Kim and Steve were awesome. It was immaculately kept up. And I just loved it was a very difficult course, but I actually played it really well. So that's what I was very proud of.
I didn't play horrible there, but I didn't play good.
Yeah.
And I guess what made me really like the treehouse a little bit better was I played it better, and the second 9 I really played pretty good.
Yeah, when we went back, because we actually played that 2 different days.
Yep.
And that was fun, because the first day we ended up playing 18, but it started raining on us.
It poured
hard, and so we had to stop. We didn't get the second 9 in, and so we went and talked to Russ a little bit afterwards, and he's like, "Hey, if you guys want to come back and play the back 9 when you're on your way back home, feel free." Yep. He's like, "It's on me. You guys didn't get a chance to play. You paid for all day, and I know you wanted to get that 9 in. So if you want to come back," and we did. He wasn't there because it was already too late, but
we got the 9 in, and Russ, if you're listening, we loved it, man.
It was a lot of fun. We want to talk to you about the back 9 again because I know we talked to you about the front 18. So
the back 9 was sweet. I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too. Do you like the front 18 or do you like the back 9 better?
I like them all. They're all about the same. I mean,
they were difficult. I feel like the back 9 was a little bit more open compared to the front 18. Yeah. The front 18 had a lot of trees in them, but I mean, it was challenging but not impossible. There were lines, which was very helpful. Mm-hmm. I love at least having an opportunity to get to the basket right away.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the greatest disc golf there was. Going from that course to Stephen Kim's. I don't think it gets much better than that.
No.
So, all right. What was your least favorite course?
My least favorite course. Well, I did enjoy playing all of them, but if I had to have the least favorite, it'd probably be the first one.
The park?
The park, just because it was too close to what I've played up here.
They did have the 1,000-foot hole.
Yeah, that's true. But it was too close, for what I wanted on the trip. Right. I was looking for a little bit different, and all of the other ones were slightly different or different enough to differentiate from a Minnesota course. Don't get me wrong, I love Minnesota courses. It was just that one had
no razzle dazzle.
Yep. Even though that was the one where I had my best drive, I think, of the whole trip.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like I said, it's not a bad course. It's up there. I love it, and I'll play it again for sure. But out of the other ones that we've played, I'm gonna lean towards that one.
Yeah.
How about you?
Well, I said Waco already, but yeah, I liked Waco, but I played it so bad.
Yeah, that was a rough course for you. That was a difficult course, very difficult.
And it was, but I threw terrible.
And there were a couple times where you threw in frustration, so I feel like that hurt because
Mm-hmm.
you had one bad one, and then that just hurt your next four.
Mm-hmm. And then one of those four, I played so bad that it hurt the next four, and then the next four.
Well, if I had to go...
but I would have to say Waco or the park.
I would say Waco. The only reason that would be my least favorite is because that's the only course I lost to disc on.
Oh, yeah. You lost the river.
I lost the river in the river, actually.
Yeah.
Which was not my favorite, because I love that.
Yeah,
I love that disc.
That was the other thing, was that place was flooded.
A little bit, yeah. There was a few holes that were flooded.
Yeah, we couldn't play a couple of holes.
Yeah, 2 holes that we couldn't play. Well, one I think we could have played because it's actually supposed to be over water, but there was way more water than it normally had. You can see in the picture where the water was supposed to be, and the water was basically on the tee pad and on the green.
I wasn't going to make that throw. There's no way. That would have been...
I would have had a chance, but I didn't want to, I wouldn't have thrown my Corvette.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose it.
And that's the only disc I think you have that had a chance of making it over.
Yeah. Well, I feel like my Rask could have made it, but I would have had to ante that a lot because it's got a lot of hyzer at the end. But I feel like it could have made it.
It'd have been close. It would have took your best throw.
For sure. Would have taken one of my best throws, for sure.
And I could have took my best throw and not a chance.
Yeah. All right.
So,
well, and instead of our least favorite, I don't like talking about least favorites. I like talking about the best. So, what was your favorite hole that we played?
there's so many that I did like, but if I got to pick my favorite, I'm probably going on that back 9 at the treehouse, and it's the second water hole or the first water hole, hole 11, I think, or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
Hole 2.
Yep, I know what you're talking about.
The ones with the white rock around.
Yeah, white rock around
it.
it, and the basket was right by the water,
Mhm.
and you had to get around the water. It was very pretty.
I made it across the water.
You did. That was a very good drive that you had.
That was one of my best drives. Probably my best drive.
That was probably your best drive, yeah, for sure. No, that was a very fun hole. I was nervous on that one. I had to throw my floating disc because I didn't think I was gonna make it otherwise. I didn't go in the water. I ended up I think I got a 3 on that one.
You ended up in the trees off to the right there.
Yep, we got into the trees, and then I did my deflector, got that around, I parked it, and then I one putted, which was nice.
So that was my favorite hole. What's your favorite?
I liked that hole. My favorite was probably the second to the last one in Arkansas. So the one on Persimmon Ridge, where it was hole 17, and it was leading into the water. There was a little bit of a gap between the water, and there was a hill leading down to the water.
Water on the backside.
Water on the backside, and it was a beautiful hole, beautiful layout with the water. It was sunny. It was beautiful. It was just picturesque. I did take a couple pictures, and it was just a really beautiful thing. And all of their baskets were red, white, and blue. And they had the base was all set up like a professional base where it had the wood leading up to the basket. It was just very good.
It was gorgeous.
It was
a beautiful hole.
That was my favorite.
That was where we both soaked ourselves in there.
Yeah, yep.
Sprinkler.
Yep, you soaked yourself while I was talking to Josh on the phone, and then all of a sudden I saw that, and I'm like, you know what?
I was so hot.
I got to do that. I was burning.
Oh, man. That was probably the hottest day.
One of the hottest days for sure. Yeah. Otherwise, any hole that I got a birdie on, I didn't get a lot of birdies on this trip. I got maybe a handful of them, but it was tough to come by.
And to be honest, in the beginning of the trip, I had more options at birdie.
Yeah, you did.
And I did not get a one.
No.
I think I got one birdie maybe on the trip. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I got a handful, but I mean, I got a lot of pars, which I was very happy with.
You were a parring machine.
Got some bogues, some double bogues, but mostly pars, which I was very proud of.
So
I was consistent in that aspect of the trip.
yeah,
Just able to par a lot.
yeah. You played well, man. You played well at a lot of the places.
And thank you. I appreciate that. And you had a couple courses. You always started off really well. You always were competing in the front nine.
And then
It was
just
the back nine that really got you.
wheels fall off.
Because you were usually within like 3 or 4, I'd say, on average, within the first 9. And then all of a sudden, I was winning by more than that.
Yeah. Yeah, you took off on me. And I just fell off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't even take off. I consistently
You stayed the same,
Yeah.
and I just.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm not in shape enough. Maybe
Yeah, maybe if you
I need to play more. Maybe I just get tired.
gotta get your stamina. I can't even say the word.
Stamina.
Stamina. Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm stammering on stamina.
All right. After going down to Texas and watching the comedy shows, how do you think your comedy ranks compared to what we saw at the shows?
I feel like I need some work. I feel like my comedy style is different than any of theirs, and that is probably one of the reasons why I feel like I need work. But they had some good stuff, which, I mean, obviously a lot of the ones that we listened to were from LA, so they have a lot of competition in LA. So I don't know where they rank in LA, but I feel like some of them I could have competed with, but some of them I feel were above my level for sure.
Really?
But yeah, I feel like I think I could compete for sure. I feel like I do have, if I were to use like my best jokes, I'd be able to compete.
Yeah.
But if I were to just kind of do like an open mic set like I have been doing, then I might need some work.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
What about you?
After watching them, like, there's a couple of them that were really good, and I don't think I'm at their level, but I feel like I could be in the mix. I'm not too far off from what they were. From what I saw, but there's a couple that are, you could tell, definitely above.
Yeah, they had some high caliber comedians at those shows, and
So
we did see some.
On average, we saw what, six a night.
Yep.
I'd say 3 of them I could probably go above and beyond
Okay.
at each show.
Yeah.
What about you? How many do you think you were better than?
I'd say
your
a
caliber.
little lower than that. Just because of I don't have as much like practice as them. They do it like almost every night, I can imagine, because they're doing it on a Tuesday, and when I'm doing it on a Tuesday, but like I'm not doing it as often as them. I feel like they're doing it like they're in Austin, like they can do it every single night if they want to.
Yeah.
Where I'm in Cloquet, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Where I don't have an opportunity to do that. So that's the reason. I feel like I'd be able to compete with the bottom tier. But, I mean, not even a tier. Like, obviously, there are comedians that were there that were maybe just having an off night. So, maybe I can, maybe I can't.
Right.
Maybe some of them that did really well, maybe that's not their typical set. And so, I don't know. It's tough to tell, because it's tough to tell off of one set.
That's true. Yeah, I'll go with that. I could see that.
Because I mean, I've had good sets and I've had bad sets, and if somebody saw me,
I think every comedian has.
Yeah, if somebody saw me at a show that I had a bad set at, they'd be like, "Oh, of course I can do better than that guy." Otherwise, if I had a good set, they'd be like, "Oh, well, you know,
he was strong.
Yeah, maybe I could do a little bit of practicing." Yeah, that's where I sit on that. All right, what was your favorite food that we ate?
Oh, it's got to be Buzzard Billy's.
Yeah,
in Des Moines, I had my gator tail.
Yeah, that was
my fave.
I like the gator tail, but I like that oyster, that deep fried oyster. I don't think I've ever had that before, and
you ate it up.
I loved it. I ate some of yours.
Mm-hmm.
I traded you some gator for it.
Yeah, I'd take all the gator I could get.
Yeah, dude, I like the gator, like I said, but that oyster was just, I don't know what it was. It's definitely the juiciest thing that was on there. Like it had the most.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Because it had the least amount of breading, I feel, compared to what it was.
Yeah.
Because it was good. Everything was good there.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't finish my meal because they gave you a lot of food.
Yeah. I don't know if it was juicy. To be honest, I think it was the closest thing to sushi on that plate.
It was, yeah, but I wouldn't say necessarily sushi, though. Like, it kind of had that flavor. But, I mean...
Like I said, the closest.
Yes, for sure. But
the gator, though, man. I could taste it right now just thinking about it. I could eat that every day.
What else was on that plate? There was
oysters, crawfish.
Crawfish, that's what I was thinking.
Gator.
Well, there was one other thing.
The hush puppies.
Hush puppies, that's what it was. Those were pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
I like all 4 of them.
Oh yeah.
But the oysters were my favorite. My favorite was I know this isn't probably like the best, but it was. I love fast food, and I really loved that In-N-Out burger. That was delicious. That animal style.
Yeah, thank God I was there, huh?
Yeah,
you would have never got. You never got that animal style.
Animal style at In-N-Out Burger. If you've never tried it, drive there, fly there, do what you need to. If you like fast food, I love fast food, and that was one of my favorites.
A little double action.
Yep.
Yeah, that was good. That was right before the comedy show.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was good. That was probably my favorite fast food place.
For sure. I mean, I liked this. What is it? Steak and Shake. They had good, but that animal style burger and the animal style fries too. I forgot about those. Mm-hmm. That was good.
All right. When we were at the amusement parks, what was your favorite ride at each park?
So we went to the Silver Dollar and we went to the Whitewater Water Park. At the Silver Dollar, it was actually that water ride, the very first ride that we went on. It was the Mystic River Falls. It was crazy because it was this giant like tube boat thing that we were in, and there was 8 of us on that boat, and it would turn around and you get water poured on you. You're going down this river, so you get water coming up into the boat, and it had this giant elevator that twisted you up onto the top, and then you went down the water slide in this boat. And it was just the coolest ride that they had.
Yeah, that was a fun ride.
I loved the roller coasters that they had, but that was by far the most unique that I've ever seen at that park.
It was long, too.
Very long. That's why I said
it wasn't like a short water ride. It was.
I thought we were going to be done, and then I didn't realize that we actually went up that elevator. I saw the elevator. I just thought that like moved the tube where it needed to be for the next people, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, we're in the elevator.
Yeah.
Like, that was cool.
Yeah, then we went down that big hill.
Yeah,
that soaked.
Yep, that hill got us real soaked. Yeah, it was like the log ride, but in a bigger
boat,
a circular boat.
So what was your favorite at the water park?
At the water park, I like the lazy river.
That was your favorite?
Maybe. I don't know. I just love lazy rivers everywhere I go. I did like racing you. That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
You got to go down head first down that slide. I like the one where the floor goes out from under you. Mm-hmm. That one kind of hurt your back a little bit. Not as
bad as the speed slides.
That speed slide gave me angel wings, you said.
Yeah. Skinned you up. Skinned us both up.
It didn't hurt, though.
It hurt me.
Really?
My back killed. I didn't like it.
It hurt like during, but afterwards I was fine.
Oh yeah. Not after, but
yeah.
When I got down and I could feel it, I'm like, yep, that's one and done for me. I'm good.
Yeah, that one guy's like, oh, I think they just need more water. Yeah. Well, you might want to tell them, not us.
Yeah, right. So,
how about you? What was your favorite at both of the parks?
Well, I didn't look up the names like you did, but I would have to go with, in the amusement park, I liked the wooden roller coaster.
That was a fun one. That was a crazy one too.
That's the first, like, I don't think I've ever been on a wooden roller coaster where you went upside down.
Yeah, and that was like every second you were going like in a different loop that was bringing you, and then you had a twisting one, and you had
Like
so many different.
I saw a wooden roller coaster. I'm like, all right, this thing's gonna be fast. It's gonna go over some hills, and then all of a sudden we went upside down and flipped and turned, and I'm like, we're on a wooden roller coaster. How is this possible right now?
Yeah, that was a crazy one. I like the time machine.
Yeah, that one was cool.
The time machine where
Roller coaster where it also went in circles.
Yeah, and it was just like that boat except dry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was fun. I would have liked that one. That probably would have been my favorite if we would have spun more. I think the two people that were on the backside of us had to be pretty equal weight to us because we didn't spin very much.
Yeah. No, that was that would have been better. And
not like those two people that were behind us that were riding by themselves. They were spinning.
They were spinning like crazy.
Yeah. Dude, I think I might have puked on that one. They were hauling in circles.
It would have been more fun, I feel, if we didn't have to wait so long. That was the longest wait we had.
Yeah.
By far. Well, yeah, because like you go in and you went into a building.
You went into multiple buildings. You're like, oh, okay, so it just wraps up to there. Then we get up to there, and you're like, oh, we got to go into this building, and it wraps around this 20 times as well. Yep.
Yeah, that was the most deceiving line. Which I mean, it makes sense for them, but it just sucks for the consumer.
Yeah. And then at the water park, I would have to say either the one where we raced, going down head first, that was probably my favorite, or where the floor drops out.
Yeah, those were the top ones for sure. Well, I like the floor one because like I've gone on the floor one before where it like just drops. But then you're just going straight down right into the pool. Where this one was like you went up and you twisted and like...
You turned right away.
Yeah.
Like when the floor dropped, that didn't get me. It was when the floor dropped and then you made a churn right away. And I'm like, oh, you fall. I was like, I'm not scared. And then all of a sudden it churned. And then I was like, whoa. That's when I yelled.
Yeah. I heard you. I was right next to you.
The lifeguard even goes, sounds like somebody was scared. I'm like, I wasn't scared. I go, it just... was a sudden churn.
Yeah. Well, you just got to look at the slide before you go on.
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
I knew it was turning right away because I was like, well,
yeah, I didn't. I wasn't ready for it at all.
Yeah. Well, sweet. What was your favorite place that we went or stayed? Like, just if we stayed the night, what was your favorite place that we stayed?
Like the favorite hotel or
a hotel place? If we slept in the car, wherever.
Well, sleeping in the car, my favorite place was probably the cornfield.
Yeah, that was probably
because that was the best night's sleep I had in the car. But the hotel, I liked the Embassy. That was a gorgeous hotel.
Austin was a fun hotel.
Yeah, I had like a little. With that hotel, it had like a little Italian feel to me.
And we were up on the 10th floor too, which was really cool. I felt like we were like just in with all of the suite people.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we had a big hotel.
Well, there was like a living room and there was a bedroom that had 2 queen beds and
a nice couch, 2 TVs, microwave, fridge.
Yeah, it had everything you need.
Yeah. Shoot, could have lived in there.
Yeah. Dude, the best part for me was that shower though.
Oh, that shower was amazing.
Yeah, after the
that bathroom was way more roomy too.
Yeah, that was the most room that we had. Well, we only had the 2 hotel rooms.
Yeah, that bathroom.
Yeah.
The Embassy's bathroom was bigger than...
For sure. Plus, I didn't really like the shower at the second hotel.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it either.
I love the one at Embassy, though, because... Especially after 3 nights of not showering.
Mm-hmm.
Stinking like that.
The only bad thing about the Embassy that I didn't like was that first night that we went down to the pool. And the hot tub was colder than the pool.
Yeah, before we went, and that was...
It was better the second night. Still wasn't as hot as I wanted it, but it was definitely hotter.
Yeah, it was like the exact same temperature at the pool the first night, and then all of a sudden it was a hot tub the second night, which was awesome. I mean, I'm really glad we stayed 2 nights because...
I wouldn't have even called it a hot tub the second night. It was a warm tub.
Yeah, it was not as hot as the hotel that we just stayed at last night.
And then the hotel that we stayed at last night, I loved the sauna. That was a nice sauna.
Well, yeah. Especially like not having a sauna for... I haven't been in a sauna in I don't even know how long. And I used to live in an apartment that had 2 of them. So I would do that as often as I could. So it was nice having a sauna. And Then we had a sauna tonight even, once we got back from everywhere.
Yeah, I love my sauna. I can't live without that
Dude,
thing.
that thing was hot today.
I got up to 160 something.
That was hot.
Yeah, it was
It
nice.
felt nice.
Then got in the shower. Relaxing.
Yep.
All right. Who or what did you miss the most about home?
My bed.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I mean, my family and friends. Is that what I'm supposed to say? No, I miss my family and friends, but my bed is what I was dreaming of.
Yeah.
Those nights in the car, I'm sitting there like trying to... Like, I did get comfortable. I was never like really uncomfortable, except for the heat. Sometimes the heat got me, so I had to turn the car on and turn the AC on and all that. But just sprawling out on my bed,
Yeah.
that's what I miss. How about you? What did you miss the most about home?
My daughter.
Yeah.
I missed her like crazy.
Yeah,
I
that
don't-
makes sense.
I don't know how some guys can do that, like be away for so long. This is driving me nuts.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd have to say my daughter. I miss her like crazy. I bought her a bunch of stuff while we were on the trip.
Oh, I know. I was there. What'd you get her?
Well, I bought her that Light Bright,
Yep.
and then I bought her this rock collection because she's always picking up rocks. But these ones were kind of cool. They glow in the dark and stuff.
I did see the glow in the dark. What did the other ones do? 'Cause you
Nothing-
got like two different kinds.
No,
didn't
they
you?
were just like marbled rocks,
Okay.
or whatever, granite like rocks.
Yeah.
But they're polished and they look cool. But then I mixed them in with the glow in the dark ones.
Do you think they're gonna mix and get a little bit of the glow into the dark on them?
Maybe.
That'd be cool.
I doubt it, but maybe. And then I also got her a wood carving of her name. And then it has that purple mirror
Yeah.
on top of it. So and purple's her favorite color, so she should like that.
That would
And
be
then-
really cool.
And then we got her the helmet.
Yeah.
The baseball helmet.
Yep. At the Kansas City
So,
and
Twins game.
yep. It's got the Kansas City logo on it.
Yep.
I mean, you can just rip that off.
That was a good game. Twins won.
Yeah. That came down to the end too.
Yeah, we didn't talk much about
Crazy.
that either.
Yeah. Crazy ending to that game.
Yeah, that was a good game.
Yeah, the Twins were about to give up the lead. Or I guess it was about to be tied.
Yeah, well, it was tied at one point, wasn't it? And then we went on our walk, and then wasn't that when Sanoa hit the 2-run?
I was talking about the very end
Oh,
where
yeah,
we were
yeah,
up
yeah,
by
yeah.
one.
Yeah, and then that call.
Yeah.
If
That
he
was
was
a
safe
nut.
or not, or whatever.
Yeah, but that's how we ended up winning the game.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up he hit a line drive to the shortstop. He caught it, and the guy on third
Took off.
He took off for home. He was trying to get that
Double
run,
off.
but he got caught.
Yeah, it was a good game. It was one of the best baseball games I've been to this year.
Yeah, and it's
Considering
weird. I'm
it's the
so
first
used
one I
to
went to.
I'm so used to going to Twins games, and when the Twins win, they celebrate. Well, the Twins won, and there was no celebration
Right?
except for us. We were cheering.
I loved how we were cheering and everybody around us was just looking at
Yeah,
us like,
we didn't cheer like super aggressively though, which was nice. And then everybody at the end, they're like,
congratulations, now get out of here.
yeah, they're like, good game, very, very half-heartedly.
Yeah.
But
So,
sweet. What would you have wanted to add to the trip if there was more time or money?
I would have liked to seen a couple more comedy shows.
Yep, I agree with that.
I wish we could have played a couple more courses.
Yeah, I wish we could have played more courses. I wish we had time to actually do some stand-up. I feel like we could have that one night,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, we needed food in us,
Yeah.
and the timing just wasn't there.
Yeah.
Like we would have been able to do it that night, but we had to get there by 8, but it was like 7:30 and we still needed to eat. We just got back to the hotel and there wasn't time.
Yeah, I wish we could have done comedy in Austin too. Yeah, that would have been great.
But
Just not enough time.
yep, that's why I said if you had more time or money, what would you have done?
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely had other things that we needed to do and wanted to do. Other places we wanted to go.
Yeah, I would have loved to go to Louisiana. That
Yeah.
would have been cool. Would have been awesome to play disc golf in Louisiana. Would have been great to play in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Because we went through Oklahoma, but we didn't have time to stop and play. Would have loved to have gone to like Mississippi or Tennessee, play there and see what else they got there. It would have been cool to go to Tennessee just to maybe listen to some music, maybe do some karaoke.
Yeah.
Or just other states in the East. Like, I would have loved to see the Carolinas, Virginias.
Yeah, that would have been cool. East Coast, we got to go there sometime.
Yeah.
For sure.
Anything else you would have added? I would have added a lot, but that's just what came to mind first.
Yeah. Maybe more food.
Food, yeah, experiencing
I
the
wish
food.
we could have had some more barbecue. Like,
Yeah.
wish we could have hit up the barbecue. Yeah. I just wish we could have done more of everything.
For sure.
A little more time at the amusement parks would have been cool.
More actual ball golf.
Yeah, a little more ball golf. Maybe catch a couple more shows in Branson.
Yep. Yeah, we did a lot, which was awesome, but I mean,
There's so much more we could have done.
yep. We had to make decisions.
Yep.
Tough decisions.
I like that we did something every day, though.
Yeah, we had at least one thing, if not multiple things in a day. One of my favorite days was just that disc golf day where we played in Branson and Arkansas.
I like the
love that.
baseball day. That was probably
That was a fun one too. And it was spur of the moment,
yeah.
which was awesome. Yeah, I was not expecting to go to a Twins game, and all of a sudden we were there
Yeah.
in Kansas City too.
Yeah, that was fun. Beautiful stadiums too. If
Beautiful.
you got a chance, go check out those stadiums. Those stadiums are sweet.
Yeah, we got to see the outside of Arrowhead. Would love to see a game there.
I would love to see a game there. That stadium looked awesome. Tailgating. They can tailgate there, like actual tailgate.
And they like promote that. They like have the
Mhm.
tailgater of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a tailgater of the game.
Right? Huge parking lot.
I don't even tailgate. I should learn how to tailgate and then
You don't know how
go.
to tailgate? You've never tailgated?
I have done it. I don't know how to do it as properly. I don't know how to do it properly enough to.
It's a lifestyle, man.
Well, I know, but I don't know enough about it to become the best of the game
I could very easily. I'd be all about it.
with what you have right now.
What I have right now?
Or would you go out and buy?
Oh, I would buy.
Oh,
If I lived there and I could tailgate, tailgating's probably more fun than the game almost.
well, there were people that only tailgated. They didn't even go in.
Yeah. They probably watched the
Yeah,
game.
they paid for parking. That's it.
That's sweet.
And it wasn't even like. I guess it was kind of expensive.
Kind of, not really. What was it? $10? 20?
I don't remember. I thought it was 30, but maybe not.
I can't remember.
Maybe it was. I thought it was 30 because I thought it was 15 each. I
can't remember.
don't even. But it was worth it either way. Even
Yeah,
even
I
if
had
it
a
is
bl-
$30,
yeah, it
like
was
that's
fun.
nothing compared to some of the prices I've seen for parking.
Yeah, that was fun. That time of the show
What time?
where we talk about our comedians.
Okay.
This
well,
is one of my favorite ones. I think we're gonna talk about.
Well, this is going to be one of the last ones.
Yeah.
Well, we are still going to talk about comedians. We're
Yeah,
going to
we're still
switch
gonna-
up the style though. Instead of doing 10 comedians each time, we're going to have a dedication.
Yeah,
We're always gonna have a
We're gonna focus
dedication.
on the dedication a little harder.
Yeah, we want to have a little bit more about the person. We want to have you guys experience the person. We've already talked about a lot of comedians. This is our 11th episode, and we've talked about at least 10 each episode.
Yep.
Actually, I've had 20. It's 10 each person.
Yeah.
So we've had 20 per episode.
And I'm throwing a lot out today.
Yeah. Oh, I know you had a lot, and you made me add more
I
because.
couldn't help it. I couldn't keep them off the list.
So we're gonna go through them. We're probably gonna go through these ones a little quicker than we normally do, just because of the volume
yeah.
that we have. But these are gonna be the goats, the
The
people that
goats.
we think are the greatest of all time,
Who we think is the GOAT or possibly could be the GOAT.
and not necessarily
Or
the goat
Has
of,
potential of being the
yeah,
GOAT.
not the greatest of all time for everybody, but the greatest of all time for our personal beliefs. Who we think is the best at the moment, or not at the moment, but who we think is the best in our eyes.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
That's how I viewed it, because I have a lot of on here that you probably won't agree with.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely have a couple that I didn't agree with, but
But you know what?
Your eyes are different than my eyes.
My everything is different than your everything.
So, do you want to start?
I'll start. So my first, obviously you guys know this, my number one greatest of all time. I don't think anybody's ever going to be able to beat him. He is your favorite comedian's favorite comedian, Brian Regan.
I like Brian Regan. I do. I really do. I think he's hilarious. Just don't think he's the GOAT for me. But he's good. He's he's definitely in the conversation of the GOAT. But he's not my favorite.
Well,
but
every comedian that is listening right now just lost respect for you. Just letting you know.
I like him. I'm not saying that I don't like Brian Regan. I think he's a hilarious comedian. He's definitely in this conversation. He definitely deserves to be on this list. I will say that.
Well, who do you think is better? Who's on your list?
Well, my number one guy, I'm definitely switching up my list because of what you're asking. But my number one guy is Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor is the GOAT to me. He's the god of comedy to me. So I'd have to go Richard Pryor.
Yeah, no, and Richard, we've already had he's been one of our dedications. He was, what is it, episode 2, he was our dedicated.
Yep. I love Richard Pryor.
And Richard, I can't say anything wrong against him. I mean, he had a few things people have said that he did, but for his comedy,
say that about every one of these guys.
Yeah,
probably.
For his comedy was pure gold.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brian Regan, better than everybody.
In your eyes.
In my eyes, yes. And everybody else's.
I don't think so.
Your favorite comedian's favorite comedian.
Who's your next guy?
Mitch Hedberg.
Mitch, I love Mitch.
He deserves to be on this list for sure.
He's Minnesota boy.
Yep.
I went with Bill Burr.
Bill Burr, of course he deserves to be on the list.
Hey, his style. He's one of a kind in that style.
I got Andy Kaufman. He had some weird stuff, but he is a GOAT.
What I loved about Andy, what I heard today with the podcast we heard on the way home with Robin Williams.
Yep.
The conversation that he had with Andy Kaufman. How he said he's only had one conversation. In all the years that he knew him, he only had one conversation where he wasn't doing an act or doing a voice or something.
Yep.
That's a guy that was dedicated to his persona.
Yep.
I found that really weird, but cool at the same time. I went with Jeff Foxworthy.
Yep.
Guy that we didn't talk about much.
He should have been talked about more in previous episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, he deserves to be up there. He's one of the reasons I love comedy.
Yeah, he's kind of a godfather of comedy. I mean.
Yeah. I have Chris Farley.
Yeah. Yeah. God, I love when you said Chris Farley when we were going through these, I was like, how do I forget about Chris Farley? I was so mad at myself.
I know. But you know what? That happens.
Chris definitely deserves to be on this list. I went with a guy that you probably didn't agree with here, but Billy Gardell. I think Billy Gardell is up there for me. I've heard so many other comedians talk about Billy Gardell and how he's taught him a lot and all that.
No, he's good. I just he's like the Brian Regan of your list for me. I'm just going to say a first name. Everybody should probably already know who this is. Dave.
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, he's up there.
Well, he is there.
Yeah.
Him and Brian.
Yeah, those are your two favorites.
Yep.
I put this guy on my list, and I'm not a big fan of his, but I feel like he deserves to be here because everybody knows him. Everybody talks about him. Sam Kinison.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Sam Kinison fan, but he is definitely one of the stepping stones of comedian.
All the comedians on podcasts, like if you're listening, he'll get mentioned in most of them.
Mm-hmm.
I have Jerry Seinfeld. He's another guy that he inspires other comedians to do well, and he was one of the first ones to get into sitcoms. So.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not a big Jerry fan, but
I love him.
But I like this show, and then I like it. It's not that I don't like his comedy. It's just not my kind of style of comedy that I enjoy. But he's definitely a guy that you got to respect because he paved the way for a lot of comedians. I went with Robin Williams.
Well, yeah, of course, Robin Williams is going to be in the discussion.
Yeah, he's a guy that thinking about him still brings a tear to my eye that when he passed.
Yeah, you were saying that. We were listening to him on Mark Maron's What the Fuck.
He's got to be the only celebrity that has passed that I've actually had almost tears. Like, God, really, why him? You know?
Yeah. I got Rodney Dangerfield.
I love Rodney. Rodney was a good one too.
Yep.
No respect. I got no respect. I went with Louis C.K.
Yep.
You know, even though he's had some troubles these last couple of years or whatever, that guy was a monster back in the day.
Wasn't even that long ago.
No.
I have Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais.
He deserves to be up here. He's amazing. He knows how to do some comedy.
Yeah. I went with Eddie Murphy.
Eddie.
I mean, his first couple of specials,
Raw.
Second to none.
Yep.
Raw's got to be one of the best specials of all time.
Yep.
At least one of the most well known.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely one of the most well known in the comedy world, and I'd say outside the comedy world.
Right.
I'm starting to get into more like these are more personal ones. I know you don't agree with a lot of the ones that I've started to put on, but Patton Oswalt, I feel like he's one of my favorite comedians, so I'm putting him on the list. I don't care what anybody says.
I didn't agree with you at first, but then I started thinking Patton could be, he's done a lot in the comedy world. So I could see him being on the list. Great. I mean, Patton, if you're listening, because I know you're listening, Patton.
Of course he's listening.
I love your comedy, though, man. He's a great comedian. So, but yeah. My next one is Adam Sandler.
Adam.
It doesn't get much better than Adam.
I got Maria Bamford, the Duluth girl. I've talked about her in many episodes, but she's one of my favorites. Yeah. I listen to her all the time. I know she might not be everybody's cup of tea. I know you listen to her a little bit on this trip with me, but I mean,
I like her.
I know it didn't seem like you were super into it, but
I like her. I just can't.
Not you.
Yeah, I mean, I'll listen to her, and she's funny. She's hilarious, but just not hours upon hours. And
I'll listen to her for hours. I don't care. Yeah. I'll listen to every album. It doesn't even have to be in a row. She's just like a comfort to me.
I went with Patrice O'Neal.
Got to do Patrice.
Yeah. Totally.
I got Jim Gaffigan as my next.
I like Jim.
Not your fave though.
No. He's definitely got some good stuff, but he's not my fave.
Dude, he's
definitely. I like him. I like him a lot.
I can listen to him.
He definitely deserves to be on the list.
Yeah.
I went with Norm Macdonald.
Norm. I had him on my list. We're probably going to talk a little bit about him coming up.
Oh, yeah.
He's a great guy, though. Love.
So
do you want to know who Norm's favorite comedian is? Brian Regan. Not even lying. That's a true statement. Will Ferrell.
Nice.
Not necessarily stand-up, but comedian.
Yeah, he's funny.
For sure.
I went Louis Anderson. I feel like Louis had to be on here. He's been around for so many years.
Another Minnesota boy.
Yep.
Love Louis. I have another one that you don't necessarily agree with, but I think he's amazing. John Mulaney.
Yeah. It's not that I don't agree. Like, it's just I don't think he's there yet. He's on his way.
Dude, he's
to be in the GOAT.
I feel like he's already there. He's got a lot of specials. He's got a lot of good stuff. Yeah. He's not done. He's got far to go, but he's
definitely on the path.
Yep. I feel like he's there, but
so
he's on there for me.
I want David Letterman.
David Letterman. He's been there for I don't even know how many years.
Dude, he started out at the store. Right?
A lot of comedians started at the store.
He was huge.
I have Demetri Martin, another one that's similar to my style. He was known as Mitch Light when he was getting into it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I went Jimmy Walker. He was big back in the 60s, 70s. He's a store guy. Very funny, very funny. If you don't know Jimmy, you got to know Jimmy Walker is. Jimmy Walker was huge back in the day.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't know much of his material. I can't like think of it right now, but I definitely picture who you're saying. I just can't think of any sets. I have Kevin Hart.
Kevin's good.
He's selling out arenas and doing really good stuff.
I went Jay Leno.
Leno. Cars.
Mm-hmm.
But he's in the movie Cars, right?
Yeah.
Just kidding. I have Hannibal Buress.
Hannibal's good.
Chicago guy.
Yeah. I went Chris Rock. One of the buddies of Adam Sandler, they came up together.
Well, we just saw Chris Rock in Spiral.
Yep.
He was good in that.
He, if you watch the special about the store, he was friends with Pauly
Shore.
because they were the same age, and he goes, "Wasn't a good look for me." He said, "All the comedians have why he's getting spots all because he is friends with."
Well, I mean,
but
it's all about who you know,
right? Chris Rock's hilarious.
Yeah. I have Tig Notaro.
Nice.
If you guys don't know who Tig is, you should because she's amazing.
I went to Roseanne Barr.
Yeah, you love Roseanne. That was our third episode dedication.
I think she's one of the first real big female comedians. One of. Not probably but she definitely paved the way for women, I think.
Yeah, her show really helped. Like, once she got that show, that was huge.
Her stand-up was great, too. If you ever get a chance to see, there's some old videos of her just doing stand-up. God, she was hilarious.
I had to go with my old guy, John Panette.
Another one that I forgot about.
Yep.
I'm kind of upset that I forgot about. I love John Panette.
If you ever want to hear a food joke, look up John Panette. He has...
Just any joke, though. That guy was hilarious.
Oh, I know. He was very good, and he's very, very missed.
I went Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi.
A lot of people forget that she was a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier
Mm-hmm.
in an earlier episode. I don't remember which one, though. I only have my comedians listed. I know you talked about her before. Mine is Bo Burnham.
Bo Burnham.
His newest special is...
I haven't seen it yet, so don't ruin it for me.
It's good.
You keep telling me that. We should have watched it on the trip, and I kept forgetting.
I'll let you watch it. I'm going to watch it again. It's a good one.
I went Jim Carrey.
Jimmy. Isn't it Jimmy Carrey?
I just went Jim Carrey.
Just kidding. It's not Jimmy.
Jim was known as the man of many faces.
He likes to do impressions.
Yeah, he was good.
I have T.J. Miller. TJ is...
He's a funny guy.
He's one of my faves. All of these obviously are my faves, but I've seen TJ live and he knows what to do on the stage.
I went Tim Allen.
Okay, yeah. It's a good one.
He's been huge for years.
I don't even remember, because we kind of went through the list. I don't remember you having Tim Allen on there. I don't know what I was thinking about at that time, but that's a good one.
His grunts were awesome.
That was Vandy, not Roddy. Just so people don't think that I'm bad at impressions. Just kidding. My next is Mike Birbiglia. I know it's not necessarily your favorite again, but
I like Mike Birbiglia. I just don't think he's the GOAT yet. You gotta call that, like I said, the ones that you say that I don't like, it's not that I don't like them. I think they're hilarious. I just don't think they're in the GOAT category yet.
Well, that's why this is a personal GOAT thing and not a...
Yeah. And then, so I went Eddie Griffin. And to be honest, I think he might be one of the most... Like, a lot of comedians don't like him. Because he stole a lot of stage time back in the day. So he pissed off a lot of people, but I still think he's hilarious.
I have a duo. This is a singing duo. Flight of the Conchords. Jermaine Clement and Brett McKenzie.
Yeah, they were good. We listened to them on the way here.
Yes, we did.
I liked it.
Their newest one in Live from London.
Yeah, it was good. I fought you on this one, and I took him. Ralphie May.
Ralphie's always tops, but yeah, I had to take him off just because there's so many other comedians I wanted to add, and I would love to have Ralphie on there. Don't get me wrong, he's a great comedian, but I had so many other people I wanted to get on this list.
It was hard to keep him. I couldn't keep him off. There's no way. So I went with Ralphie. So, to the dedication?
Well, I got one more.
Oh, you got one more.
Yep, I got Pete Holmes.
Oh, Pete
The
Holmes.
guy that I've been talking about a lot lately just because I've been stuck on his podcast. You Made It Weird. And it's a good one. He's inspired me quite a bit lately.
I like his comedy. His stand-up's great.
Yeah, now I think we're down to the...
Dedication.
Yeah, who are we dedicating this one to?
You want to name him?
George
Carlin.
Carlin. George Carlin.
George Carlin, man. It's hard not to make him the dedication for the GOAT.
Yeah, he's up there. I know...
We didn't agree on who our favorites were for the GOAT, so we picked a guy that we both agree
Yep.
is in the conversation for the GOAT.
And George is up there. He's inspired many, if not all, comedians.
I remember growing up as a kid and watching him on HBO and Encore or whatever, stand up. That dude was hilarious.
Well, and he also had messages to get out there. I know you're not we're both not necessarily huge political advocates for comedy.
But he did it the right way.
He knew how to do it. I feel like he played both sides and showed how stupid both sides are being.
And how stupid you are for being that way.
Yeah.
That's what I loved about him. Great actor, too.
Yeah, he was in a lot of different things.
Bill and Ted's Neck. Excellent Adventure.
I didn't know he was in that, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I probably did. I just forgot.
Yeah. Definitely a guy I miss. Yeah, if he was still around, god dang.
I can't imagine what he would do in this atmosphere. He would still be... He'd be very political now.
He always, you know who I always got him mixed up with was Willie Nelson. And I always did. I always thought them two were the exact same.
They were the same person. That's just their stage persona.
Yeah,
This is when he does comedy.
I thought it was the same person. When I was a kid, I always thought, man, he's hilarious and he can sing.
That's pretty good. No, I knew there was a difference between the two.
Yeah, man.
But that's funny. I could see it. I could see the confusion, especially as a kid.
His specials were great, though.
Willie Nelson's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so that's about all I got for this episode.
Me too.
I had a great trip.
It was a great trip. It was a lot of fun. There were times where we got on each other's nerves, I feel, but I feel like those passed pretty quickly.
I think a lot of it, like I said, was the heat.
Yeah.
Not sleeping, hungry, tired. And I think if you're around anybody that long for that close of time, I mean, we were pretty much attached at the hip for 9 days, 8 days.
Yeah. I think the only times we had were pooping and showering.
Yeah, there was definitely no personal time.
No.
So, but I still love you.
I love you too. There's definitely, like I said, there's times where it was tough loving you. Just kidding.
But before we go, I think we gotta plug everything.
Yeah, we're on everything.
We're on everything.
That's all I got for you.
We're on Facebook, guys. If you do like the podcast, go like the Facebook page. We're on Instagram, Twitter,
Spotify,
iTunes, multiple other ones. We're on YouTube. Even if you're not a YouTube guy, go over to our YouTube page, like it, follow us.
Or if you're a YouTube girl, you can come follow us there too.
Yeah. Comment. We need some comments. I want to hear some comments from you guys. But you can always go check us out at
www.thestupidestpodcast.com. I wanted to say com.
I'm sorry.
You said dot before. I thought I was going to be able to say com.
All right, guys. We'll see you next episode with our first guest.
Our first guest is going to be episode number 12. We're going to have Josh on. We get to learn a little bit more about him. We get to learn a little bit about us. If he has any questions for us, we get a little bit of action about some music. We're going to learn some music topics. And then we're going to see who he wants to dedicate his favorite comedian.
We'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.
Have a good one.